Okay. Hello, aloha. Welcome everybody to Ice Cream Sunday with Nougats of Truth, Sunday Monday edition. It is September 1st here on this part of the hemisphere. My name is Marita, the one who catches lightning, and this is...
My name is Rose with Love by Design, my illustrious partner in life and crime here. Welcome. Hi, we're back. I know we didn't do a live for you guys. Well, I did a really short one last Sunday. Marita was working, so I just did a little snippet for you guys, but today we're back in all of our glory. So
we are back.
Happy to be back. Are we good? I'm just going to double check before we do the thing.
Yeah, I think we are live. Here we are.
Cool. So this is every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. San Francisco time on Sunday. And we know for you guys, it's, I think, 3:30 p.m. on Monday.
Happy Father's Day to everyone. All the fathers
happy belated
out there.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
You want to do the prayer?
Here we go.
Tuia te wairua, tuia te tinana, kia hono te, kia renga tangata, kia hono, ki te Kairua, amine.
Beautiful. It seems we have some people watching. If you know how the show goes, then do your thing. So what is that thing? We offer ice cream. Morena, Maria. Morena Relations. We offer two main things here, and all of them usually have relationship advice, because relationship advice isn't just relationship with other people, but it's also the relationship that you have with yourself and Mother Earth. So in the comments, if you want...
Sorry, I have a sports
card
showing.
Or a reading. What are you doing? Card or reading, put in the comments, card or reading. Then write permission granted, right?
You mean card or clearing?
Card or clearing, sorry.
It's okay.
Long day.
We do single card readings, and we do ice cream chakra clearings. Go ahead.
So if you want an ice cream chakra clearing, simple. You say ice cream chakra clearing, permission. And that's it. And we take a list, we check it twice. You must be present to win. If you want a card reading, put card reading. Put the topic of your choice. No general readings, please. So, no, what do you see in my future? No. Be more specific. Someone earlier today was like, okay, I'm having issues with money. There's an inheritance coming. When is that going to, happen? That's kind of what we're looking for.
Or
and
like,
then also give us permission.
I'm having a relationship challenge with my partner. Is this person the one for me? Are we going to work it out, or should I move on, kind of thing?
Maria, you're almost got it, Maria. Now, because you want a card, you need to tell us the topic again. So one last thing, you almost had it. So it's three things if you want a card. Card, topic, focus topic, and permission. Okay. So Maria, when you get back with us on a topic, we will start.
So for those of you who are interested in getting general readings, that's totally perfectly fine. Okay. We just don't do them on this live. Those we will do in like private readings, for example, more extensive reading where it's not just like a single card, but maybe like a full spread. We just don't do them on these lives. We like to be a lot more focused and really empower you to be like, what do I really want to know the answer to, So Marita is taking down names. Okay. If you guys have any questions about how this works, because we went through it pretty quickly, feel free to ask. We do ice cream chakra clearings, which are basically doing distance energy work on you. Part of the reason we ask permission. We really want to ask permission before we do work with you. And it's really to engage different senses, engage your emotions, engage your memory, engaging different parts of you to work on clearing the energy in your body, the energy in your field, right? So that's what an ice cream chakra clearing is. We use ice cream flavors, fruit, vegetable, all kinds of crazy flavors to really bring in the taste, the energy, the emotion, whatever it is. So
this is awesome. You guys are doing awesome. So
yay!
Thank you so much. It makes it so much easier than scrolling up and down. So thank you so much.
She's has this double duty where she is, participating in the readings and the clearings, but she's also managing all the comments, and she's, trying to keep track of everything for you guys and letting people know in the comments and verbally when your turn is coming up. which is why it's really important to pay attention, because if we skip you, we'll try to come back to you if you show up later and are like, wait, what about me? You know, if you had your name on the list. But it does get a little bit unfair, because here's the thing. We set the expectation at the beginning that you really do need to be present in order to get your turn. So we'll try to stick to that. And yeah, at the end of the show, we do a card and clearing for the group as well. And so, and everybody participates in that. We ask you to like put a lot of things in the comments. So things you want to let go of, things you want to call in. Don't put that in the comments yet. That's going to be at the end. Right now, we are just focusing on starting and getting to work with people one-on-one, and so much of the stuff that gets shared. There's always people commenting how the things that, you know, like, I needed to hear that today. Even if it's not their card, they'll be like, wow, I really needed to hear that today. Thank you. That one was for me, even though I know it wasn't for me. Where are we at?
Let's go.
Cool. Who's first?
Maria Tekora, relationship card.
Okay. Is this a romantic relationship?
It seems so.
Okay. Romantic relationship.
That's all I could get out of.
If you want to tell us, Maria, anything else, like do you have a specific question about the relationship? Are you having doubts about it? Are you, you know, is this a brand new thing? Is it been around for a while? That would be awesome. We would love to know more. Then we will give you better guidance.
So we're going to start with Maria. Then next up is Aroja Walsh, and then Gabriela Wixon, and then Vicky Lee. So those are our first four, and then Anna Hickey, number 5. And then we have a clearing with Justina Leaf. So those are the ones that we're going to try to get to. Again, must be present to win. So if you're not around, we will zip on to the next name. So sometimes internet comes in and out. We understand. Sometimes you're busy doing other things. Life is life. So let's start with this. We've been together, have 6 kids, and just not getting along. Thank you. That is great. That is much more direction.
Okay, so what does this say?
6 together, have been together,
not
6
getting
kids.
along.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
So here comes your card. Thank you so much, everyone. Where's a little bing bing?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, everyone who's joining. If you are new, it's great to be able to read the comments of how these things go. We're off with our first card for Maria. Here we go. We're working with a new deck today, the Dream of Gaia Tarot card. And here's your card. Looks like a traveler, doesn't it?
It's interesting. You know, this card is really...
We stay together, work through our differences.
Okay. So the energy that I'm getting from this card in terms of the question that you asked is really that if you stay together, it's going to require sacrifice on both your parts to really create something new. That, you know, when we are in relationships for any amount of time, over time, people change, right? We both change as people. If we don't grow together over time and both continue to like stay connected through our growth, there may come a point where if we're not actively doing it, or like life gets away from us. You guys have probably a really busy life. You have 6 kids together, right? That takes a lot of responsibility, a lot of time and energy. And creative energy, right? I was talking to somebody and I remember her saying, I used to do so many creative things. And then when I had a child, it was like that became all my creativity was poured into raising and supporting this being. So this card, when we're talking about your relationship, is really about cat's in the pantry. If you want to make this work, it's giving you a question. Are you willing to put the energy and make the sacrifices that it's going to take to create something new with your partner? Because you've reached that point. You either have to create something new, right, between you, not pretend like the last however many years didn't happen, but you have to create something new and come back with this idea like, okay,
oh my gosh.
What a little poop face. Sorry, our cat's acting crazy. But this piece of sacrifice is really important. I want to tell you a little bit more about that really quickly. It's good. So this is also telling you it's a good time right now to experiment and sort of explore a little bit, like the practical, just try things out. I love to just try things out. Sometimes they fall flat on their face. Sometimes they open up avenues that I wouldn't expect. Like if I'm having a communication challenge and I just come out and say something, I have to be ready to know that maybe it's not going to turn out how I want, where like, oh, we have this conversation and I'm very direct about challenges that I'm experiencing. And I'm kind of like wishing my partner would meet me. And maybe instead my partner's like, actually, I feel like you're not seeing me right now. You're kind of acting like a jerk, and et cetera, right? I have to be ready to receive the fact that there might be different kinds of changes that might occur than the ones that I think. But it is a good time for exploration right now. This is the time. This is the time to go to your partner and figure out, are you guys in it? Like, are you both committed to working and doing what you need to do to try to make it work again? If not, maybe not, maybe it won't, but it's going to take work. That's part of this card.
The last thing I want to say with this, and it's so funny that this card came out because when we had the deck out earlier for our earlier show, I was like, I saw this card and I was like, I wonder if it's going to come out. But we did mostly clearings, and now we're balanced by mostly readings. Stay this long. When you're traveling, right, we can either get into a caravan and carry everything that we need, or we can travel really light. Traveling is also, this is talking about baggage. What are the baggage that you're carrying? Can you let this baggage go? What are you, as Rose said, there's going to have to be some sacrifices. Whenever you're trying to move into something new, you have to let go of something old. And so if there fights or things, or you felt, you're going to have to let go of things. You're going to have to meet in a middle. You have to meet in a new place. And that's going to take a lot of work. As someone, I can speak as someone who works a lot on our relationship, sometimes kicking and screaming on my part. It's worth it. It's not always easy, but to be able to not just fall into roles, fall into ideas of obligation or ideas of even understanding it doesn't matter how long you've been with your partner, no matter how long you've been and you think you know them completely. Humans evolve, right? And if that person is evolving and you're not allowing them, you're keeping them frozen, and that with the person you fell in love with a long time ago, then you're not allowing them to grow. You're not allowing them to change. You're not allowing them to bring new parts of themselves into the relationship that can then spark it and keep it going. So travel light, let go of your baggage.
The one thing I want to add, it's just a question for you to sort of ask yourself is, have you guys lost your direction? And if so, what is the direction that you want to be heading in terms of your relationship? Where are you aiming, right? If you guys aren't going in any direction, if you don't have any sort of guiding principles or things about your relationship or values, right? Like this is a good, easy one. Core values that matter to you above all else, right? That are relationship values for you. Where are you guys going? You can recreate that together. You can create something new. You can try, at least be in dialogue about it. Be like, does this matter to us? Do we want this? And I think you said, like, you've been in it this long, you want to see, like, that's a reason to kind of stay. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm of two minds about this particular statement, because I've heard people say this about jobs that they don't like too. So many times. And relationships. Well, I've committed this much to it. It would be a waste if I didn't, if I quit now. I don't really agree. I think I get what you're saying. Like, it's sort of like, but what I would offer you is, if you've committed 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is already now, I don't know, right? 20, 30, I don't know. And you're not happy, and then you commit 10 more years to it and you're still not happy, then you just spent 10 more years in a place that you're not happy in, instead of like deciding now that you're done. So is that really better? Like, well, I hate this job, but I've already been here for 2 years. Well, I hate this job, but I've already been here for 4 years, so I may as well stick it out. You could pass your whole lifetime like that. What do you really want in your relationship? And can you create it with this person? I think it would be worth trying to figure that out. Yeah. And there's ways to co-parent, right? And if you have a value of staying together, that's amazing. That's beautiful. But it is going to require that you guys maybe put some effort into creating something new.
Awesome.
I think it's possible.
Cool.
Thank you.
She said, thank you for being honest with me. I totally appreciate 19 years. I've known him. I'm 33 now.
Wait. You've known him for 19 years.
And there's, I can't do math.
14.
Wow.
She's known him since she was 14.
It's a long time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of time.
And it's at a very young age, too.
Cool. I don't know that they were together.
No, but still. Anyways.
But yeah.
A lot changes.
Yeah, a lot does change, and which is exciting. In my opinion, it's exciting because it's almost like, wait a minute, we're totally different people from when we first met. There might be things that stay somewhat the same, but there's so much to discover about this person still.
And
right?
I think 33 is a huge, actually, transition time. So that's my 2 cents. Okay.
Hey.
Yay. Moving on.
Okay, cool.
Okay, last call for Aroha Walsh. Last call. Also, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who's gone back and really been really in depth with their ask. It's so amazing. Thank you, number one, for sharing, right? And for asking for help. It's such a powerful thing to ask for help. A lot of people see it as a weakness. It's so much power, right? And so thank you for that. Okay, this is my last call for Aroha. Okay, we're going to go with Gabriela Wixon, who I know is on. Gabriela, I don't know if you want to go a little bit more in depth. You didn't. You're just asking if your mom is all right, and I hope she is, so we can pull a card for that. But if you want to go in with a little bit more detail, that'd be great.
Is this like a physical health thing, mental health? Is she out of touch or something? Like, what's going on? Did she have a loss recently? What is the reason that you're asking if she's all right? So when Marita was just talking about saying thank you, I also want to say thank you guys for sharing and for being specific and really digging into what the question you really have is. When I get on sessions with people, for example, and they share, oh, I have this challenge, but it's really not a super important challenge for them, or it's not the question they really want to ask. It's totally okay, because we take time to like build trust together and explore and clarify. And sometimes they're not really sure until they talk for a little while what they really want to ask. But the more we dance around the real question, the more time like that, isn't necessary, where like people maybe just don't really want to say why they're there. That's wasted time in terms of like getting the answers that you want. There's other reasons to spend that time together that are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But getting the answers that you want may not come as quickly the more we dance around what we really, really desire, right?
Okay. She has passed, and there's been a lot of stuff going on with my family. I wanted to know if she's all right or not. Okay, awesome.
Cool.
Thank you so much. That gives us so much.
Cool. And it's a card, right?
Yep. Thank you, Gabriela. Next up is Vicki Lee. You're on deck. So Vicki, make sure that you're still here. Again, if we don't do an individual card or clearing for you, we do a group card and clearing at the end. So stay on. A lot of people, someone just said, oh, I don't know if you're going to get to me, but this card seems like it's exactly what I needed to hear. From what I'm kind of reading, there's a lot of relationship issues going on right now. And it makes sense. We're in a dark moon, a creation. We're about to switch equinoxes as well. So this is when there's a lot of tension. This is also a time in the world where we're being asked to let go of our old stories. We have to let go of our old life if we want to move in a new direction, if we want to move into that place where someone was talking about manifesting, change our lives. To change your life, you have to change the book that you're writing, the story, not just even a new chapter. It's like throw the book out, start anew. So we're being called, we're being really challenged. You know, Mother Earth is feeling that challenge as well, in renewing herself, evolving herself. So here's your card, Gabriela. Vicky, cool, awesome. It's reversed. Okay. It's a reverse card.
So this is interesting. So this is the 6 of air. God, I wish, is there like a setting on here that we can take this off?
I don't think it's there. I'm going to try that.
This?
Yeah. Then I don't know. No, I don't know how to do it. Oh, maybe it's like somewhere else.
It's just making the cards really hard to see. Whoa.
Hey. Wow.
Sorry, we're just doing some technical things really quick.
This is really exciting, actually.
I
don't know. I don't know how to do it right now. So.
All right.
I think it's supposed to be like this other thing on here. Anyways, okay.
Okay. So here, let's see if it gets any better if we get closer. Can you see there? Here, let's see if it's easier to see if it's turned right side up. Do you see this card? Maybe what we can do is after we pull a card for somebody, you can take a picture and post it in the comments, because these cards just don't show up on the screen very well. Okay. You got the 6 of air reversed. This card, the keywords are solutions, comparisons, compromise, open-mindedness. This card is really about the fact that life is not black and white, right? Really? Weird.
Not while it's going live.
Oh, okay. We will try to post the pictures of the cards in the comments after the video has ended. This card is really about the fact that life is not black and white, right? There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of compromise. There's a lot of, we can improve our relationships. We can improve our lives. We can really improve things. The advice of this card is by not taking too rigid of a stance, which has been a theme today. Mm-hmm. Remember, Dan was talking about that too. Grabbing too hard onto like, I'm right, you're wrong, my way is right, having judgments about people. And you got this card in reverse, which is really about talking about a habit. Maybe not you, maybe not anybody specifically, but this idea of having a habit of making comparisons in a divisive manner that separates and creates an us versus them. So it's really the reverse, the medicine of it, the work of it, the suggestion is about embracing others' differences, embracing the fact that there may be people with very different views, experiences, perspectives. We have assumptions. We have ideas about what is right and what is wrong. We have ideas about how people should behave. We have ideas about what respect means, about what love means, about how those show up in people's actions, but everybody is different. So this card is encouraging you and your family, it sounds like, but especially this reading is for you, to really see where can you and how can you embrace others' differences, because this is something we all have in common. We are all different. This is a commonality between all humans. There is no way for me to be exactly like Marita. Even if we grew up in identical circumstances, we would not be the same, right? We would have different perspectives. We'd have different brains, bodies. Something would be different, even identical twins, right? So when I think about your mom and is your mom okay? My sense is that there's some kind of like mixed up energy going on. Are you getting a vibe on this?
I think there's a mother wound.
Like I get the sense that this is my intuition based on this card, based on what you're saying. Your mom is trying to help things, but it's actually creating more drama. And she needs to like pass on and relax and be at peace, but but it's like she doesn't recognize that she's feeding into the drama. But then if you guys undo the drama and are able to heal it, she's going to be at peace too. Does that make sense? It's a little bit tangled. Did you want to say something about the mother wound piece?
Yeah, I mean, and I know what is coming in? Let me start again.
Here's a weird thing. Okay. It's very jumbled.
Yeah.
When I get this feeling of things being very hard to explain and jumbled, I also pay attention to that because it can reflect some of the dynamic that is going on that we're getting this sense of. Okay, I just want to say that.
That's fine. No, one of the things that I'm seeing is it's almost like when you're in the kitchen and the mother's cooking, right, and everyone comes through and she feeds everyone, right, whether you want to eat or not, she's feeding you and you're talking and you figure things out, and it's the central hearth is the kitchen, right, where things are being created and people are being fed, right? When that is lost, people don't know where to come anymore, and so your mother's trying to hold that space. But what has to happen is, like she said, is people have to rise up. Grief takes its own time and its own way of manifesting in different ways. I lost my father 2 years ago, and I still grieve him. And
2 years ago.
I have a very complex relationship with my father. A very like love, hate, what happened, and the more that the more that I move away from him leaving, the more gets opened up to for healing, to remember, to whatever. So time is necessary, and both parties involved have to let go. Doesn't mean that you don't remember them, right? But there's like Rosa said, and as you can see, I'm usually, when I'm channeling, I don't deal with this. When I'm channeling, I'm straight. If I'm just talking to you like a normal person, then this is how I sound. Again, it's jumbled because when someone is trying to take a position that is no longer available to them in this dimension, then it's stuck energy. And it's manifesting in ways that's creating tension in your family. Instead of bringing people together, it's bringing them apart, because the way that you'll come together is each one of you deal with the mother wound. Each one of you find ways to be your own creator, to know that you're safe. Okay?
It's kind of like, did you ever see the movie The Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
Where when people have passed, but also just, different energies that might come into our lives. Sometimes the way that they're trying to help or get what they need done, or it gets really jumbled, and it's not like clear, like somebody going, hey, I need your help. Can you help me with this? It's not that simple. It's like the things that they're trying to do have a different effect than what they want, and it ends up creating a lot of chaos and confusion. And it's hard to get clarity that allows the problems to sort of be resolved.
Okay, cool.
Did you say something else?
No, that's it.
I think we're going to leave it there. I would also offer to you, if you are having worries about how she's doing, every morning just do a simple prayer, if you don't already, for her. Ground yourself, do some protection for yourself, even if it's just like a bubble of pink, beautiful light around yourself. And then send her love.
Mm-hmm.
Send her love. She's loved and her family's going to be okay. She's loved and the family's going to be okay.
Yep.
You know, and just do that every morning and see that how that affects things. I think that is a good place to start.
There you go. You are welcome, Gabriella. Okay, moving on to Vicky Lee.
Vicky Lee.
So Vicky Lee, she was with her partner for 17 years. They adopted 4 children, but they're apart right now. She doesn't trust her. She doesn't feel like she can trust that they're on the same level. She quit drinking. She quit drinking, changed her life. Her partner is still in the old lifestyle.
Okay.
So are they going to get back together?
Okay.
Okay, Vicky Lee, thank you so much for all that information. Clear this energy. Can we burn something?
Let's burn something.
Kylie and Linda, it seems like you guys are helping each other out. That's awesome. I don't think we have the same admins on this anymore, so feeling it.
Oh, yeah?
Mariana and all of them were on the other one. Anyways, Marita is the one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. This is Rose with Love by Design. This is our special.
Maybe they're just busy today or something.
Maybe. This is our special Ice Cream Sunday, Monday edition on Kairua. We've been doing this program, this free offering to the community ever since December, I believe, of last year, or maybe it's January-ish. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Maybe we started in January. I'm not sure, around December or January. So very excited to be here. We also do an earlier show at 3 o'clock on our own group. So if you're interested in joining that, Ice Cream Sunday with Nougats of Truth, that is there. You're like, it's like,
you know, but you're so dramatic sometimes about it. You're just so like, oh, no, excuse me.
You're just in my way, and I couldn't anyways.
Roll with it. Yeah. Roll with it.
Vicky Lee, no, there's not an overload of information, so thank you so much. So we have a list. We're going through it. We do a final parting clearing for the group. We end in less than 30 minutes, so we will get to as many people as we can. If not, come back next week. This is a free offering we do every week. Check out our pages, Love by Design, B-I Design. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, follow it. Path of Ish, spelled the path of I-X dash Ish, right? So go on. We would appreciate that. That's really the only ask that we have, you know, as we try to help people raise the vibration, love, and light. Here we go. Hey, hey.
Are we frozen?
Hi, girls. Just on my mom's Facebook. Cool stuff. Oh, awesome. Cool.
Cool. Right on. This way or this way?
Or however I pulled it.
You pulled it like this.
Well, that's fine. Hey,
it's the Renaissance Fair, dude. That's so funny.
So, Vicky Lee, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Next, we have Anna NIKKI. And then hopefully we get to Justina Leaf if you are still on. So here's your card. Thanks for everyone who's joined us so far. Give us a lot of hearts and thumbs up. We always like that. I'm going to do it for myself because I have self-love.
Yeah. I love that you just said that. That's so funny. I'm going to do it myself because I have self-love.
Yeah, I love myself.
Because I'm giving myself some dopamine right now.
Okay, so
you know that social media is like cocaine. Like it lights up the same.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. And that's why people's likes are that. And that's why Instagram and Facebook are actually looking to change the algorithm. There's an actual test out there of Instagram where it's not about likes.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
And so they're trying to do that.
Take off. I don't think it's going to happen.
So that is being...
I think people like it too much. I like.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. So here's your card, Vicky. It's upside down. It is healing. It says, and I'm gonna describe a little bit about what's going on because you can't see it. There is a total of 3 really cute frogs. I think 2 frogs and maybe a toad. Look at that.
Oh, look at how cute. There's a snake.
This gentleman has this amazing staff, not as amazing as the one my wife just made me for my birthday, with this kind of like serpent dragon, some feathers, the 5-pointed star, and some like horns of like a ram, not a deer or something, which are actually a way of divination to be able to look through the horns of an animal. That's another day. He's carrying his little man purse. I'm just kidding. His medicine bag and other things.
It's a man purse. Just say it.
And he's got a
man purses unite.
There you go. So this is what and this, as you can see, the Celtic cross, I believe. And this is all about a card for healing. Now you did receive it. Doom, 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 doom. And when we are in tarot decks, it does mean something. When you're doing an oracle deck, not
it depends
so
on
much.
the deck.
Depends on the deck.
Yeah, it depends on the deck. Some decks we choose to pay attention to the reverse meaning. Other decks we may not go into that. In this case, we will. So healing card, when it's reversed, this is tricky. It's talking about this resistance to getting help, a resistance to getting healing that is coming from a place of fear. And I really think this has to do with your ex.
Yeah.
This is where your ex is at. That your ex is
here. Your ex is boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Or maybe down. You're here, right? You're still totally orienting upright, but you're almost there. It's almost midnight, right? Your ex is
no go.
Not quite. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I mean, I don't know your ex. This is all just based on what you're saying.
I just like that we did all that with a tarot card. That was pretty fun. No. Anyways.
So I think the other aspect of this is you're not quite upright yet, right? What is it in you that is asking whether this person is your partner and you're going to get back together with them? You were with them for how many years?
17 years. They have children, 4 children.
17
Adopted,
years.
4 children.
This person is not changing so far that much. Do you want to get back together with them? Right? So the question you're asking is really, are they going to heal themselves? Correct? Is this inaccurate?
Kind of, yeah.
And my answer for you is probably you have some healing to do too, still, to get you all the way to here.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So I had a prior relationship, and I was married before. And in this marriage, it started falling apart, and I was asked to go to AA. I was drinking very heavily at the time, for various reasons. And
she hadn't met me yet.
That's true. One of the things in the 12 steps they were talking about, and stuff like that, but they were also talking about relationships and really talking about if you lived a certain life in a relationship, it's going to be really hard to change your habits, specifically if it comes to issues of addiction, which I found really fascinating that my ex sent me to AA to get sober, while the people at AA were saying, well, you're probably going to have to break up with her because it's not going to work. And we had addictive personalities together. That being said, right? I mean, some AA works for some people, with not, whatever, but you work the steps that you need to get to self-healing, whether they're AA steps or other steps. One of the things that we keep talking about, things are the cards aren't completely in a cardinal direction, right? When things are in cardinal directions, right? North, south, east, west, at those 90 degrees, 180 degrees, there's more of solidarity, I guess you could say. But when you're in that change, in that 45 angle, 30%, 60 angle, you're still in motion, right? Which is fine. But for you to heal, you have to make sure that you heal completely before you even start thinking about this relationship again. Because you're still looking at it through the eyes of who you were. So what this card is saying is, first, self-love, self-healing. Take care of yourself first. Get to the point where you're completely on solid ground. And it may take a while, and that's okay, right? That's okay. People come in and out of our lives. You know, sometimes they were meant to stay 5 minutes, sometimes 5 years, sometimes 50 years. You never know. But for you to be able to move on and to heal completely, you need to let go. You need to let go
of them.
Yeah. So and that's really scary, right? Because if I let go, then I'm not going to get back together, and I'm not going to stay in contact. Sometimes maybe you just need a solid break to just make space, right? To get a clear head, to figure out what's really going on. And then if after that you come back together, awesome. If not, blessings to both of you. But here it's really about healing. She won't be able to heal. She has to heal on her own. Your partner has to heal on your own, her own, his own, whatever. So for that healing to occur, some of it, you can't be in that picture, right? You can't be part of that healing because you'll just take on too much and you'll just go back into the old world. Oh, whew, heavy energy tonight. So I hope that helps. Vicky, anything else?
I just really want to put a little check next to the taking really significant space from people to get a clear head piece, because I can't tell you how many conversations I have with people.
I knew she was an A.
How many conversations I have with people when they are in something that they kind of know isn't good for them, or they're slightly out of it, but they kind of maybe want to go back to it, or they wish it was something different, or they believe that it's possible, but they kind of know that it really isn't. And they don't get any space from the person. You know, there's this, I like using the metaphor of just watering a plant just enough so it doesn't die, so it never dies. But the plant can't grow and it can't die. It's just this little plant is like your relationship, your love, and you or the other person together somehow. You're just dropping these little droppers of water. It's barely okay, I'm dying, let me go, just let me be, let me go, but then it's oh, I'm partly alive again, I'm partly alive. And we feed these relationships by our thoughts, by the time we spend with people, by looking at their stuff on social media, not blocking them. And you don't have to hate somebody to block them on social media.
Sometimes you just need a vacation.
Just space, just space. So highly recommend that. So highly recommend that. Cannot recommend separation in social media enough. So, yeah, I would start there. And when you get to the point where you are really clear about your own health and well-being, mm-hmm. I feel like you're not going to wonder as much whether you're going to get back together with this person, because you'll have a very strong sense of your own boundaries around what's okay in your life and what's not. What is going to throw you off your own track and drag you down, and what's not, right? And what you're going to put up with. And then if that person comes back or you reconnect, great. If not, it's not the time.
Cool. Okay.
Bing
awesome.
bong.
Bing bong. She said thank you.
Thank
exactly
you.
What she needed to hear. Blah, blah, blah. Boom.
By blah, 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 she means another person well supported.
Satisfied. 5 stars. Thank you so much.
5-star Uber.
Thank you so much.
5-star Uber.
Thank you. Please go to our pages and give us a thumbs up.
We will put the links for our pages in the description of the video. It
is in the body of it.
Oh, you did the actual
I didn't have it in behind. No, I'll do that. Okay. So we will do that so you guys can go and give us some thumbs up, 5 stars. Yay! Sparkle motion. Thumbs.
We love your thumbs up.
Hearts.
So, who's next?
NIKKI. So she is looking to get in a house. She has a autistic son. And she's trying to manifest something. She thinks she might have to buy it, but she doesn't have the means. So what's going on with that?
Before when? What is
her
that
birthday?
Okay.
Birthday.
Safe house?
for it to be safe. She doesn't think it's safe right now.
Where she lives?
Yes.
Like the neighborhood, or?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. And NIKKI.
Wow, I'm gonna have to get back on these comments and check out this conversation that's going on between Linda and Kylie. Seems like you guys have a lot of wisdom, so thank you.
Look.
Oh,
Look, I'm already. How am I opening this page already?
because you're meant to be.
It came right after the healing card.
How
weird is
NIKKI,
that?
NIKKI, here's your card. Look at this beautiful card.
We drew this. This, by the way, is the card that comes right after the healing card in the deck. And these cards have been shuffled like a lot.
Lots of times.
So it's hilarious. And we picked it out of the middle, like random spot. So suddenly we have healing and now we have love right afterwards.
How beautiful is that?
It's really gorgeous. You should describe it like you said.
Okay, so I will describe it for you. So there is, it seems like it is a rose. This is a dress made out of, it seems like the oceans coming up, right, on this figure. And then there is a moon here and some stars going up to kind of like a chakra system. Here's a heart chakra going kapoong! And then this being has wings, and she's wearing a crown of flowers. And there's butterflies all around her. Boom, boom. And like all them.
I do.
And then she's got black, long, bluish, blue hair. Where's your blue hair? And then wings. So this is love. This is love. So this is interesting that this pops up also and kind of has like the ocean, the water, because today I've been doing a lot of meditation on some African goddesses, deities, Yemaya and Oshan, and they're both goddesses of water, one of, the ocean and one of lakes, and they are about love and creation. So for me, this means a lot that this is the card that we're drawing right now. Go ahead and have your conversation on the comments. I'm just trying to keep track of people, so do your thing if you need to do it. You can also probably message each other, right? So here is a love. So one of the things about when we create, there's two energies that we can create from, right? Two root energies. One is fear and one is love. The fact that love is here, being part of your creation, means that there's flow. Now, when you're trying to manifest things, and I know I don't know what your practices of manifestation are. Rose and I have been trying to manifest a few things as well. And some have happened, some have not. We're still waiting. But you can't lose faith. And you have to make sure that it's not about, we sometimes always think, when I have this, my life will be better. But the fact of the matter is that are you okay? If you open up your eyes and you're grateful for what you have now, it raises your vibration. So instead of manifesting from a sense of lack and I don't have, you're manifesting from a sense of gratitude, which then raises your vibration to joy. And joy is awesome, right? We love joy. Joy allows us to bring more things into our life. And if you can start taking moments like, I try every morning when I wake up before I meditate, to really, one of the things I'm really thankful when I'm at home is that I can see this beautiful garden that we have from my window.
Me too.
And I take as much time. I don't take a lot of photos, which is funny because I come from film school and photography and art and stuff like that, but I'm really a painter. But I take mental ones as much as I can, and I try to just like take that moment and be like, oh, how does it feel in the mist, on the roses and the sun thing and the bees, and I could hear this, and I can be in that moment. I can make that moment last for the rest of my life if I want. But to be present, be now, the power of being present is really the power where things manifest. Instead of things are almost there, always out of your reach. So one of the things that's coming to is love, love, love. First, love of self. Yes, it's great to love others and your children and things like that, but make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that when you're being taking small moments, having a gratitude practice. I don't know if you have a gratitude practice, because it really shifts the dynamics of how you see the world, right? What else, Rose?
So another thing about this card, particularly when we're thinking about a future orientation of what it means and what's going on, is this sense of expansion and meeting new people, going new places, having new experiences, and really all of that kind of expanding our love for life, in general. Our feeling of like, I'm enjoying life. I love being alive. I like being here, and my sense is really that this situation with your house and housing and how this is all going to unfold is really going to come about through you continuing to step through new doors in your life, continuing to go into new places, to meet new people, to talk to strangers when maybe before you would have been a little bit shy to really just think about expanding your world. You never know what is going to happen or where it's going to come from or what's going to, what door that you open, what conversation that you start, what place that you go, what person that you meet, what gift that you offer is going to result in what, right? There are these big things that I have embarked on that sometimes I know in the moment, kind of like how you talk about driving home on the bridge after we met and you were like, my life has changed. Yeah. Like my life has just changed. There are moments like that for me in my life, but sometimes all the little things that got me to that moment, I don't know ahead of time that those things are going to be the thing that leads me to this other thing that changes my life, right? So I'd really encourage you to step out instead of stepping back.
That's great.
That I think is going to lead you where you need to go in terms of resolving this situation. And also just remember, like, love comes in so many forms, and the love that you have between you and your child is absolutely beautiful, and being grateful for that is really special.
I think also one of the things, and I'll give you an example. Sometimes you just have to let go, right? I mean, we love creating vision boards and stuff like that, but it's not going to look exactly like that. It's actually going to be a better life. I'll give you an example. The place where I live right now was a freaking miracle. I had been starting to dream about where I wanted to live and how I wanted to live. And I woke up one day, my situation in the city was not working out well. And I lost it. And I woke up that morning and I said, universe, I need to find a new house today. You know what I want. Please provide. Right. I just kind of let go. And I was at the end. Right. And I went online, right, onto, this site for, housing. And the town where I live in has not a lot of housing opportunities, actually. And something had just popped up and it looked like what I wanted. And I got here and the guy was like, look around. And I was like, oh my God, it has this, it has this, it has this. I went into the little casita where we live, and there was carpet. I didn't want carpet. He's like, oh, don't worry. I'm going to rip it up and put in, hardwood floors. Like, everything that I wanted to a certain degree. Sometimes. And he was like, okay, you can move in. It took about a day or so. And I was like literally sweating the whole time and like shaking. I'm like, oh my God, my life is ruined, but I'm dramatic.
What?
I didn't really think it was going to happen. And I was dealing with a lot of emotion.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there too.
And then I got it. I was like, oh God, I literally just put myself through that, and I didn't have to, because I'm human. So it happened, and we manifested this place. Was it perfect? No. We have learned how to grow with it. We've learned how to deal with some certain things, but it has taught me what I've needed. And one of the things, this is one of the first places that with Rose, I have felt at home. Like I actually have been able to make a home. More safe. I actually enjoy coming home, so a shift change going on with your yawning there. Yawning is also like energy, man. I have a lot. I work with a lot of healers on other people and stuff like that. And when we get together, there's one, she's like, she just yawns the whole time. She's like, I'm sorry, this is how I deal with energy, And so yawning is a way to definitely deal with a lot of energy going on. So,
or not breathing enough,
right? Your brain needs That's why you yawn. Your brain needs oxygen. Awesome. Anna, I hope that this helped you. And we will disconnect. Yeah, thank you. I'm grateful for everything in my life, and I'm definitely stepping outside my box lately, mostly because it's best for my son. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It sounds like you're really on the right path, Anna.
That's great, Anna. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being you. That's the most important thing that we can do in our life, is to be completely ourselves. Oh, since everyone's yawning, we're gonna start.
I was just singing silent opera. I don't know what you're doing.
No,
Lola's
I just even said
down.
it. I just said it and I yawned.
It's that time of the night.
Someone asked, when doing this kind of work, do you look after yourselves to not feel exhausted? Yes. So our yawning is not exhaustion.
We do a lot of work.
So we do too. So
to protect ourselves.
So I'll give you an example. We've actually been in ceremony almost all day. So we've been doing ceremony to prepare for this, to prepare ourselves. We just take a lot of self-care. I worked out before this. She worked out, So we make sure. We also create a lot of energetic boundaries. And again, it's not us. We're working through energies. When we're connecting to your higher self, it's our higher selves connecting, right? And there's that channel that's happening. So we have good energetic boundaries. We disconnect from everyone when we do the bell, right? And at the end, we'll do a clearing on ourselves, and we clear our home and our space. So
you'll notice too, sometimes throughout, we burn medicine to clear the energy. We do other things behind the scenes that we're also not necessarily talking about on the show in order to clear out energy that might be really intense or trying to attach to us, not through any intention of any of you, but just how things unfold. So yeah, we do actually a lot of work around these lives that we do. And also just to maintain ourselves in general, not just for these lives, but every day. There's a lot of work. If you are working with actually a really practiced healer, energy worker, shaman, or a therapist, a relationship coach, a counselor, or somebody who interweaves those two, if they're any good at what they do, I guarantee you they do a lot of their own work to maintain their well-being, to maintain their ability to serve others, to maintain their own development as a person, not just being stagnant, but their own continued development. There's a lot. And yeah, we do. But thanks for asking.
Yeah, I've been training since birth, and I've been training with a lot of people. Do I stop training? Do I stop asking for help? No. On occasion, I'm studying with 2 or 3 people. I'm getting help from 2 or 3 people. It will never stop, right? Sometimes I'm like, when am I going to stop paying money for these things, right? But that's okay. Money's just energy. And money comes to me to give me the energy to expand myself, to expand my knowledge, right? So it's really important to invest in yourself. And when it comes to this work, I definitely do. So thanks for that question. That's awesome. So we are coming to the close. We're already over our hour hard stop, but we're going to go a little bit over. We're going to do a final card and clearing. So we didn't do ice cream chakra clearings today. So what that means is what I'm going to do is I'm going to meditate while Rose picks a card. I'm going to come up with the flavor that the group needs to clear and which chakra. If you don't know about chakras, please join our group. We talk a lot about chakra and different systems. This is it's a belief. These chakra systems, these energy centers, 7 main ones that go from the base of your spine to the top of your head, are teachings in many of different backgrounds. So from Hopi Native American to in India to different parts of the world. So it's not just one belief or one idea.
But the word chakra does come from India.
Yes, which means spinning wheels.
I think it just means wheels.
Oh, wheels. Oh, I don't know. I'll spin you round, round, baby, round, round, like a record, me round, round,
like a chakra,
round,
baby, right round,
I'll spin you round, round. I like this. I like this new song. This is how we should start
the chakra version of that
chakra
song.
version. Okay. So as she's pulling her card, this is the ask that we have for you. This is your opportunity to, if you either got a clearing or not, or a card or not, to write in the comments what you want to let go, what you want to bring into your life. So if you were asking and having a conversation back and forth about life and where should you study or should you not study, put that in the comments. That's what we can clear. We can find direction with that. if you're asking about love, relationships, anything like that, if you were letting go, one of the things that I let go on the previous one, and I'll do it again, is anger. My relationship with anger. Knowing that it's okay for me to be angry and I don't have to judge myself, because I need to release, I need to let it be the energy that it has so it can teach me. And it's been actually quite amazing, because again, I do a lot of work, and I have felt a shift, and it's been some really intense couple days of energy this morning, and I'll tell you about it later because she's more in tune with what's going on in my animal guide. So please write it down. So if you want to let go of fear, write down fear, want to let go of fear. If you want to bring in housing, a new job, anything like that. So write it in the comments, and then as it'll bring it into the energy, and then I'll clear that energy and bring in the energy that's necessary for the group for healing. And yeah.
Just put it out there, man.
Put it out there.
If you've been hanging
Yes,
away,
Rihanna, that's how you do it. I wanted to let go of anxiety, anger, and judgment. Oh, good job.
Boom.
So do what
God,
she just
judgment.
did.
That's
Woo.
so real. I feel that.
Judgment.
If you've been hanging in the wings watching and you haven't said anything, this is your chance. This is your moment. Grab life by the cojones and ask for what you want. And tell it what you don't want.
There is power in the ask. There's so much power in the ask. That's why we always ask for permission. You have to give permission. There's power in the ask.
Consent.
Consent is amazing. Cool, Linda. Thank you. Yes. Pie. There we go. We got people doing it. Let's go. Let's keep doing it. Keep putting it in. Putting it in. Woo! And I'll start spinning the chakras. I'll spin you round, round. Chakra, round, round.
Hilarious. Okay, so we got the King of Fire. These cards, by the way, that we've been using, these are the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. These are a very specific tarot deck. The different, what is it called? You know, clubs, spades. What is that called again?
I don't know. I can't think about it.
Okay, well, her brain has stopped working, so hence all the smudging. So the King of Fire card, this is the card for the group before we end. The keywords of this card are proactive, dauntless, inspirational, vital, powerful, passionate, charismatic, and involved. The King of Fire is a charismatic leader. The King of Fire is passionate, and others find him inspiring, right? So it's like this person who is so on fire and passionate and so grounded, because you can't really create from just like a place of floating around in the air, right? You have to be grounded in something to launch. It's kind of like when you are surfing or you're swimming in the ocean and you get, you know, confused about which way is up. You try to kick off, and if you kick down towards the sand, that actually is a very powerful way if you're in water that's not too deep, because then you can launch up off the sand to get back to the air, right? What you don't want is just to be floating in the middle, not being able to get to the air and figure out which way is up. So part of the power of the leadership of the King of Fire is the grounded energy that allows to create, to bring the fire and the passion into the world in a way that's actually very inspiring for others. I know you've seen these people, right? And some of you here are these people. This is the energy that is being brought for this group. And this was in an upright position, right? So this is not about a major blockage, okay? The King of Fire is fearless. The King of Fire is involved. So this is not like a leader who just like, you know, like armchair leader, right? A throne leader. This is a leader who's involved. This is like when leaders used to participate in the battles. They used to be in the thick of it, side by side with the people that they were asking to fight.
Again?
No. So this is the funny way to say it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show The Blacklist. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
So one of the things about one of the characters, the main characters in that show, the guy who's like the, you know, criminal, whatever, and people always try to figure out like what his secret is, why he's so good at getting people to do what he wants them to and like have influence. And he, you know, one of his tricks is like one of the oldest business tricks in the book is remember everybody's name. Remember people's name, address them by their name, right? Which is this acknowledgement of the fact it's not just a trick to memorize somebody's name. When we call people by their names, it's part of the energy of this card, which is the acknowledgement that we are literally doing nothing on our own. We can't create without a team of people. We're not above our team. We're in a particular position to function in a particular role to help create, to help move things forward. But that doesn't make us better than the other people on the team. You get that? It's not about power over. It's about how we all have these specific functions to play. And when we call other people by their names, it's our acknowledgement of how important they are to the creation of whatever we're trying to create, that we can't do it without them. So bring that energy. This is for you. This is the reading for the group. It's the King of Fire. It's the passion and the creation, but the understanding that there is no such thing as a lone wolf. We talk about this all the time.
Wolfpack.
So that's the energy for the group. Marita's going to do a clearing for you guys. And then we will see you next week, 8:30 p.m. San Francisco time on Sundays, which is 3:30 p.m. New Zealand time on Monday. Also feel free to join our Ice Cream Sundays and Nougats of Truth group, and you'll see some of the other times we go live. We go live earlier in the day as well. Here we go.
Okay, so chakra clearing. It's really for your throat and your heart. Your throat is really the gateway of how you speak things, manifest things. We had someone just ask, I understand you have to have manifest from positivity. How do you stay positive when life is hard? Look, you're not here to live an easy life, but to live in ease. That means to live in balance, so that we have to be able to okay with our duality. Just don't judge your feelings. Just feel them, let them go, right? What I got for the group, it's like I'm losing what it is. I know what the main part of it was caramel. So we're going to do a caramel ice cream to soothe your throat, so you stop choking yourself, so you don't hold in what you're feeling. Speak your truth. That truth can sometimes be anger, right? There can be a lot of truth in anger, and that's okay, because maybe anger is teaching you to have boundaries and have self-love. Woo, mind blown, right? Don't judge your emotions. So caramel is here to soothe that. I love caramel. I grew up eating cajeta, right? From Mexico, and so I have a connection to caramel, to childhood. This is also talking about, if you've ever done inner child work, this is the time to do it. You are all in the period that's going to switch right now. They're in winter. You're in winter right now, right? You're in winter, and then they're going to come into spring. So as everything's switching, is that correct? We're in fall, summer, spring?
Yes, you are correct.
Yes. So this is really the time of going to that inner child before we switch to spring, because this is the time of the ancestors. This is the time where we can learn from our past, so we can imagine new things for our future. So you're about to be in a season of planting new intentions and new seeds. To be able to dream is the ability to be childlike. Can you get back to that idea in those times when you could dream and you named all the stars and you knew their names and you had conversations with them? Can you go back to when you talked to the fish in the stream and things like that, and you knew their names and you knew who they were? Can you back to that? Because from that place, that is where real truth and real manifestation, real imagination, when you're not bounded by, you're supposed to live your life, you're supposed to do it. I'm 33 years old and my life is supposed to look like this. Who told you that? Who told you that? Your life is yours. Live your life. This is the only thing that you're here to do, is to be uniquely you. Step outside yourself. Step outside your fears. Be you. Live in ease, not easy. That's okay. It's okay. Ask for help. Ask for help. That's why there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of healers out there. Ask for help. We're coming to New Zealand. Come and join us. We're going to be doing live sessions, right? So if you think this is fun, you're going to get to see some of the stuff that we do behind the scenes, and we're going to teach you, right?
Yeah.
So
drink some cacao with us.
Yeah, drink some cacao.
Be in ceremony. One thing I want to add, I love this inner child work piece. You know, there's this quote that goes around the internet that I love. You know, it says, be the adult that you needed when you were a child, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I want to take it another level. If you're doing inner child work, you can actually go into your own memories and be the adult that you needed in that moment.
So true.
Right? This is
so true.
This is such powerful work. And when those memories come up for us again, these like childhood fears, these flashbulb memories, they call them, right? That are burned into our minds, which doesn't mean they don't change over time. Memories change over time a lot, just so you know, psychology 101. But you can actually create a very different experience for yourself when those memories come back up. It's a powerful, powerful piece of inner child work. It creates so much more play and lightness to brings that to memories that otherwise would be extremely traumatic still. Oh, so cute.
Cute. Our kitties are
Two of our kitties are being very cute, and the other two are also being cute. We just don't see them right now. So with that, let's clear it out. Let's do a big, like, you know, all the clearing.
Get it out.
All of it.
Get it out. Dance it. Dance it out. Shake it out.
Yay!
Shake it out. Whoa.
And then, oh God, I can't reach it.
You're going to do the drum?
Just a little.
There's a big drum back there.
That's it. She wanted to be played.
That's Lola. She's a powwow drum.
Lola. La 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 Lola.
Okay.
With that, we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you for helping us create this community moment together. And we will see you next week. And until then,
live your life
to the sweetest.
Mahalo relations. Mahalo.
Bye.